Thursday, March 5th, 2026. Second week of Lent. Sacrifice beads. When Thérèse of Lisieux was a child, her mother encouraged her and her sisters to offer small sacrifices to God throughout the day. To help them keep track, she gave them a simple set of 10 beads. Every small act of love counted. If they gave up a comfort, if they held their tongue instead of arguing, if they performed a hidden act of kindness, they would quietly move a bead. Therese's mother, Zélie Martin, loved watching her daughters grow in holiness this way. She once wrote that the most charming sight was seeing little Thérèse slip her hand into her pocket again and again, moving a bead each time she made a sacrifice. Zélie died of breast cancer when Thérèse was only 4 years old. But her sisters continued nurturing her faith. Eventually, Thérèse made her own set of sacrifice beads, which she called her chaplet of practices. It included a cross, white beads, blue string, and a medal of Benedict of Nursia. As she prepared for her first communion, Thérèse offered an average of 28 sacrifices a day. These sacrifices were not grand heroic acts. They were small, hidden, quiet. This became the heart of her spirituality, the little way. Small acts of love offered with great love. Some Christians still use sacrifice beads today, especially during Lent. Sometimes they move a bead forward when they offer a sacrifice, or backward when they fall into sin. At night, the beads may be placed under the pillow, a reminder that the day itself was offered to God. Holiness often grows in the small things, the kiss of betrayal. While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. He came and immediately went over to him and said, "Rabbi," and he kissed him. Mark 14:43-46. Notice something striking in the Gospels. The writers rarely mention Judas without adding the phrase, "one of the 12." Judas Iscariot was not an outsider. He was part of the inner circle. He walked with Jesus. He heard the sermons. He witnessed the miracles. And still he betrayed him. The early church did not hide this painful truth. It would have been easier to soften the story or remove the embarrassment. But the gospel writers were brutally honest. Why? Because the story of salvation is not about human perfection. It is about God's mercy working through human weakness. Even among the 12 there was betrayal. Even among the disciples there was fear and failure. Yet God still built his church. Lent invites us to the same honesty. Not pretending we are stronger than we are, not hiding our sins behind excuses, simply acknowledging them before God. This is why the church treasures the sacrament of reconciliation. Confession is not humiliation, it is healing. The Lord already knows our failures. He only asks that we bring them to him. And like every other broken thing we place in his hands, he can transform even our sins into a path toward grace. Spend some quiet time with the Lord in prayer.